Welcome back everyone to another episode of my Flipping to Max Set series, which has turned out to be probably my most difficult series ever. I thought this was going to be difficult when I originally set this goal, but now it's at a whole new level. Mega rare items in this game have gone absolutely bonkers this last year. We're pretty much just making up numbers here. We have no idea how much a lot of these items are worth, but I'm estimating now we need to acquire somewhere in the range of 15 to 20 bill. Currently, we're at roughly 3 bill, so we have a long way to go, but we're not giving up. So in the last episode, we ended off with a bit of a mini crisis, you could say. I recently invested into Forester's rations in hopes that they would spike with the release of Forestry Part 2, but unfortunately Jagex had other plans. They updated the Forester's rations to be way easier to obtain. Because of that, the price has crashed a lot. Currently they're going for 186, and we are absolutely praying that we can sell these for 180 because otherwise these are going to like zero, I think. Okay, so although the rations were a bit of a stinker, we're gonna look forward here, forget about it, and make another investment. Now if we look at sharks are at an all-time low right now, and there's a couple reasons why they might go up. For one, you can use sharks to make the new Forester's rations, and will be an efficient fish to do that with, so it could go up with that, but also Jagex could just ban some bots. I mean, they're going for 440 right now, which is almost an all-time low, and we're gonna invest into 500,000 of them, which is gonna take a while to buy, but hey, we got nothing but time here. So another item I'm gonna buy actually right now is gonna be the blood shard. This is not like some really long-term investment, but blood shards fluctuate a lot in price. We should have jumped on this a little while ago. They were down to 4 mil. I made a mental note to check back on this item, but I literally just forgot. That said, I still think there is a decent amount of upward potential. You could go up to 6 mil pretty easily, 7 mil maybe, but either way, we'll go invest into like 500 mil. We'll just go for 50 for now. So hopefully these investments work out and we can start building some momentum and trying to forget about those rations. Okay, so it's been a couple of weeks actually. Looking at our offers, we have a lot going on. Probably the most important thing here is we have managed to sell off the majority of our Forester's rations. Yeah, we had to drop the price a bit. They're not all sold off, but a lot of them have. I think we'll be able to sell them all off before Forestry Part 2 comes out, which is important. You also might notice that we have managed to acquire nearly 1 million sharks, which we're going to hold on for a little while. I am pretty optimistic about this investment. I think it should be pretty safe over a longer period of time. Even if this goes up a couple hundred GP, that's still 200 mil just on sharks, which is pretty good. And we've also gone ahead and bought some U and magic leaves. I know, why am I even buying a forestry related item again? That just seems dumb, but we're kind of doubling down a little bit. I mean, it's only like 100 mil investment, not the biggest risk, but because now you need these higher tier leaves to get the most amount of rations, I'm hoping these will go up a bit. Maybe we can offset some of our forestry related losses, or maybe we'll just lose more money. I guess that's the beauty of investing. All right, it is done. Our rations are gone. I'm very, very happy to have these done with at the very least. In the end, from the ration investment, we ended up losing about 150 mil on it, but it could have been double that pretty easily. So I'm happy they're sold off, they're gone. Don't have to worry about this again. Now, if we look at our bank, we have a couple of pretty big item stacks in there. 1 million shark, some forestry items. I know, what am I doing? Shouldn't have done that probably, but whatever, there's not much money invested there, and 50 blood shards. So we can finally kind of move forward. So we're gonna take a few days to think about what we might want to start buying now as our next investment. While we wait, we're gonna do some flipping, hopefully make a little money in the meantime, and think about where we wanna go next. The great thing about flipping is that there are hundreds of different items to choose from, so we're never going to run out of options. Another game out there that I've been playing recently that also has hundreds of different items, 800 completely unique champions, and new updates every single month, well, that would be Raid Shadow Legends, today's sponsor. Click the link in my description or the QR code to download the game today. Raid is the hit mobile hero collection RPG played by over 80 million players across the world. In it, you fight hordes of enemies to level up and customize your champion, acquire powerful weapons and armor to become strong enough to take on powerful endgame bosses. Winter is well and truly here, and Raid has no shortage of festive champions to choose. For example, you can literally have St. Nicholas on your team. Santa's chubby, so he's obviously going to be your tank and boasts a very high hit point pool. Or you can consider Tormund the Cold, which is a dwarf with lots of crowd control. There's a lot of new content that's coming to Raid. This month you can get involved in Raid's Christmas Story, which is a special holiday themed event where you follow St. Nicholas through a festive story. It comes with minigames to solve and a chance to win both in-game and real-life prizes ranging from epic and legendary champions to even Amazon gift cards. Or you could try out the Cursed City, which is Raid's biggest feature since Doom Tower, with 100 stages to complete, including stages where you need to take down 2 of Raid's bosses at the same time. So I would highly recommend hopping on to Raid and giving it a try. Now is actually a great time to download the game. Simply click my link in the description or scan my QR code to get some bonus silver, some XP brews, and chicken. And also don't forget to join my clan in game under the name FlippingOSRS. And thank you again to Raid for sponsoring. Okay, so that really didn't take that long at all. Unfortunately, we never ended up buying more blood shards, but this week alone they went up almost 900k, so instincts were right on that one. There isn't really a particular reason I think these jump that much, but these tend to fluctuate up and down a mil pretty consistently every month or two. So unfortunately we only had 50 of them, but we're still looking to lock in about a 40 or 50 mil profit, which is a pretty solid profit for only holding them for like 3 days. Okay, so Forestry just came out a couple days ago, and look at what happened to the rations. So the rations went from 180 GP down to immediately a quarter of the price, which was already 8 times less than what I bought them for. So just by selling these items off quickly enough, I was able to save myself another 130 mil or something in losses. That's how I'm coping with it anyway. Now, I was looking through some items that often tend to fluctuate up and down a lot, often based on bots. Now, when the item is heavily botted, usually that means the prices are going to fluctuate a lot. What causes the fluctuation is when Jagex bans a lot of these bots, or a bot farm gets banned, or they crack down, and the price will quickly rebound up to its natural level, and tank again when the bot farm gets set up again. That happens a lot with this item in particular, the Enhanced Crystal Teleport Seed. A month ago it was at 2.6 mil, now it's down to 1.9, so I think it might be a good time to buy some. We're gonna go for a pretty big investment too. We're gonna go for 400 of them. What's nice about this item is you can invest your money in really quickly. That's only 4 buying limits, so we should be able to pick those up pretty quickly. Okay, so today something pretty exciting is happening. The Trailblazer Reloaded reward shop just opened this morning, which means all of the new unique items are getting dumped into the Grand Exchange. The last league this came out, we were able to make a fair bit of money just flipping the new rewards. So we're going to try to do something similar this year. Since this is a brand new item and a lot are coming to the game at once, the item prices are really volatile right now. But some of the new items we have are the Trailblazer Bulwark Ornament Kit, the Blowpipe Ornament Kit, Death Scrolls, Teleport Scrolls, the Relic Hunter outfit, stuff like that. And we're going to try flipping all of it because this is going to be the best day for it, or the best week at the very least. Once the majority of players have spent their league points, the volume for these items are going to get cut drastically, so it's kind of now or never. We bought a reloaded Blowpipe Ornament Kit for 5 mil, sold it for 6.8, so a 1.8 mil profit on a really cheap item. That's good, we'll definitely go buy more of those. Only issue is I'm pretty sure the buying limit for these are 5, so there's a bit of a limit. Look at that, we just doubled our money on an alchemy scroll. 1 mil profit for a 1.3 mil investment. The return on investment on these items, really good. Bulwark Ornament Kit, something similar, 2 mil profit on that one. It's also pretty damn good, considering we've only been at this 12 minutes so far. Made 6 mil in 12 minutes, that's a pretty good hourly rate. Okay, well we finished up all the Blowpipe kits, there's another 4 of them. I think the margin was a bit less, but look at that. 6.5 mil profit on just 4 Blowpipe Ornament Kits. So we've been at this for about 4 hours kind of passively on the side, and we've already made 30 mil just today. Looking at an hourly profit of 6.2 mil per hour, pretty good. Okay, so we woke up the next morning with a few more sales coming through, and in 24 hours we were able to make around 45 mil. And that's with us only checking in the offers a couple times a day, so pretty good. Flipping can still be incredibly powerful. The reason I haven't been doing it that much is we need 20 bill, like we need to make some big risks to get that much money. Flipping the entire way is just going to take forever, but you can see it still can be quite lucrative. Okay, so for the last couple days, we have been just continually flipping the new Trailblazer related items, every day making usually between 20 and 50 mil with very, very minimal work. You'll also notice in the corner that we actually ended up buying almost all of our enhanced crystal teleport seeds. They finally came through. Hopefully this turns out to be a good investment because we sure have a lot of them. So when something's working, yeah, you just kind of keep doing it. The Trailblazer items have been out for about 4 days now. If we look at our session for the last 24 hours-ish, that's another 50 mil just from flipping these new items. I was even able to flip some of these Trailblazer headbands, which almost nobody is trading. 5 mil in profit on just 2 of them. So in under a week, we were able to make about 150 mil profit, with the vast majority of that coming just from the pretty inexpensive Trailblazer items, with a few Zarite and Torva flips in the middle as well. So just straight up 150 mil profit from flipping. I'm honestly pretty happy with that. Unfortunately now the Trailblazer items have started to peter off. The volume is like a quarter of what it was on day 2. We might still try them in the future, but for now I think we got a pretty good amount out of it. Oh my god. So Jagex has released probably one of the most impactful blogs to the market of the entire year, and that would be the Project Rebalance proposal. Now, unfortunately, that blog comes out at like 2 a.m. for me, so when I wake up about 4 hours, 5 hours later, it's frustrating. If I was awake when those blogs came out, we could have made so much money so easily, but now it's like a risk. Because just to quickly cover what's in the Project Rebalance, there's a lot of things, but they straight up list a few items are buffing, some items are nerfing, and some other things are kind of in between. Straight up getting buffed, the Scythe, the Soul Reaper Axe, Inquisitors, and the Elder Maul are the main ones, and you're looking at the price, they immediately jumped up double. At this point, the risk is much higher for me to jump in. They could and maybe likely will continue to go up a bit more after this, but it's a bit harder to know. So I think at this point, if we invest in one of the items that were explicitly mentioned to be buffed, we're gonna have a bad time because I think a lot of people have already done that. But the Project Rebalance is touching a lot of different areas, and one that I thought was actually pretty interesting is the NPC defense changes. Essentially, they want to expand how magic and range defenses work, so instead of just being weak to range, it would actually be split into a few different categories. For ranged, it would be standard, which would be arrows, light, which would be thrown weapons like knives or darts, and heavy, which would be weak to javelins and bolts. Now this one jumped out to me pretty quickly, javelins. Javelins are only fired by 2 weapons, the heavy and light ballista. These items are kind of rare and dropped by demonic gorillas pretty uncommonly, but more importantly, they are pretty much at alch value already, which means they can't go down that much more. So this should be pretty low risk investment, I think, in my mind. And if when the rebalance comes through, some monsters are weak to javelins, I think the heavy ballista could see a lot more use. Of course, this is going to be really dependent on how this exactly gets implemented. If this is directly competing with crossbows, maybe this isn't really going to make much of a difference because most people will just want to use a crossbow anyway. But the heavy ballista is alch value, so we really can't lose much money here. So we're going to give it a shot. Okay, so we've already managed to pick up 191 heavy ballistas. Now we had to buy them for a bit more than their original price, about 200k more than their alch value, so there is a bit of room to lose money here, but overall not too much. Now over the last month, sharks have finally risen up a bit, precisely around 100 GP each, which means if we sold off all million sharks, that would be about 100 million GP profit, which I think we're actually going to go ahead and take that. It's possible we could get more, but we have about $500 million invested in this right now, so it'd be nice to have some of that cash freed up now, because with the heavy ballistas we bought, the enhanced crystal teleport seeds, we don't actually have that much cash left just to do flipping or anything else. So we're going to sell the sharks off and take some profit. There we go. Didn't take long. They all sold off for 554 GP, which is about a 100 mil profit. Pretty happy with that. On top of that, we also bought another 100 heavy ballistas for 680k. We should probably have been a bit more patient. There's really no rush here, but anyway, we have roughly now around 400 heavy ballistas, and that's probably where we're gonna stop for now. I don't think we need more of them. So we actually ended up getting somehow a 30 mil profit on 5 altar rings. That was a bit lucky. We'll take it though, 30 mil profit. And that brings us to January. So we go ahead and total everything we have now, our investments, our cash, our items. We're at roughly 3.5 bill. So we actually made 250 mil this episode, including our 150 mil loss. So we did reasonably well the last couple of months. And I'm hoping with the upcoming project rebalance, we should be able to make a lot more money with it as more information is released. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to go check out Raid Shadow Legends. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.